Hola, senors! My name is Joey Sapp. Thanks for tuning in to the second installment of our three-part series about what's going on in Arizona and Mexico. It's actually becoming a nationwide concern. It is a flashpoint. And we really need to do something different, people. Come on. But first I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jose. I promised you that last time. See, I'm Jose. And I live in Mexico. What's more is I got an atlas here. I want to take a look at this here real quick. And I'll tell you where I live at. In Mexico, I live in the state of Oaxaca, which is right here, the southern point of Mexico. My name is Jose and I live in Oaxaca. I've got a wife and 7 kids. I wake up an hour before daylight. I walk 2 more hours till I come to the field where I can dig for the poisonous root that I have to find. Now, after 3 hours of digging for this root, I find it. Walk 2 more hours back to the house and spend an hour preparing it so that it doesn't kill me and my children when we eat it, because that's all we got. Okay? Now, got a friend named Pedro. Pedro went to America. Pedro come back from America wearing Wrangler jeans, cowboy boots, and a Walmart $10 watch. Let me tell you, life is good. Pedro also told me there's a place called McDonald's that's paying $7.25 an hour to cook hamburgers. $7.25 an hour, not a day. Hallelujah! Ah, madre dia! Guess what? This Jose ain't digging no more poison roots for his kids to eat on, ever. That's the desperation that drives many of the people that want to come to America. We have opportunity. We also have a language called English, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, when you look at it like that, there's a lot of Jose's, and man, you do the same thing. If it was easier to feed your kids and to provide for your family and you weren't living in a burlap tent anymore, damn Skippy. Be here with the quickness. The problem is, there's a lot of drugs come across the border too. I want to talk about that in the next installment, but I really want y'all to think about Jose. It's beautiful territory out here, by the way, isn't it? We've all been where Jose was. But you know something? The drug policy drives a lot of this. There's money and guns in drugs. Okay? Bottom line, money and drugs and guns. You've never seen a broke professional drug dealer. Ever. And the cops are buying some pretty fancy stuff from every bit of the money they take away from them. But you know what? If you were to legalize, for instance, marijuana, like I think California, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii, Hawaii being, I think, the only state where the legislature actually passed the law, legalize it and tax it. Come on, man. 20 Class A joints in a pack for $20, and it costs like 10 cents to fucking make them. Oops, excuse my language. That's where the revenue is going to come from. That's real politique, man. Our government's broke. But you got a narco-correctional complex in place. You put a lot of people out of work. There's a lot of counselors, a lot of rehabilitation places, a lot of police officers, a lot of this, a lot of that. There's a lot of money and dope already. We've got to shift it from a policy standpoint. I'm not saying legalize cocaine or heroin or meth or anything like that, but just marijuana alone. And to be quite honest, if I lived in a state where the state had legalized marijuana, and my representatives and senators to the federal government who are supposed to be representing my will were not constantly introducing legislation that would make it legal for the people I represent to do what their state said they could do, yeah, their badonkadonks would be looking for another job. Government represents you. You need to take it back. If 100 people say my one vote doesn't count, then the 2 people that show up get to decide the election. Anyway, just marijuana. You take the guns and the money out of it. There's another solution also. You know, Mexico's got about 27 states, and the United States would do well as a 76-state country. See, we've got a mechanism in place to incorporate new states. And if the American lifestyle and stability of government is what you want, all you got to do is give up some sovereignty, become territories. Sorry, Mexico City, you don't get to be a capital really anymore, but you get to be like Atlanta or New York or Chicago or San Francisco or Los Angeles, Phoenix, Houston. You get to be a regional center with a lot of trade and commerce. Number one, it would give us something in the United States now to invest in infrastructure-wise, get our economy going, help and build them up. It would also give them education. We'd teach them how to fish. It would give them hope. It would give them some stability, and it might give them the opportunity to get some ineffective, not really interested in anything but themselves folks out of office. It can happen, you know. Not suggesting it should, but that would be a good solution. But we're going to have to quit with this soundbite policy. We're going to have to realize there's a war going on at the United States / Arizona-Mexico border. They are taking it to the police. And you got to realize that old apple pie love you Jesus stuff that we've been doing, it sounds good, but it ain't working. My torch teacher used to talk about the lame duck on the pond. It can't do no good because it ain't a good duck, but it ain't gonna let another duck on the pond. We got to get the crippled duck off the pond. We got to change the policy. Got to say some unpopular things that will be blasted from the pulpit and on the talk radio. But the bottom line is, that's the right answer for those hard questions. Next time I'm going to talk to you about why the United States got caught with their pants down when Arizona had to do something that the United States government was supposed to do. It was part of the deal when the states banded together. Standard weights, standard measures, standard roads, common defense, and help us out. If we're too busy across the ocean to handle our backyard, I guess we deserve it when our house burns down. I'm Joey Sapp. Join us next time.